Welcome to Declutter's Delight for Life tonight. And tonight we're talking about decluttering to allow oneself to feel into their inner being. I'm not sure how any of you feel about your inner being, but I know for myself, if I have to feel my inner being, it feels at the core of who I truly am. And as far as I'm concerned, being truly who I am is extremely important to me because if I can't be who I am, or feel who I am or feel my feelings, because being true to oneself is extremely important because too many of us wear a lot of masks in our lives. And we all have to learn that when we can be true to ourselves, then it's extremely important. One of the ways I like to say to that is that we need to open our wings. What I mean by open our wings, I mean we open ourselves. We open ourselves to who we are. We open ourselves to people and those around us. And maybe that's being speaking up, being honest. And sometimes, that's a difficult thing to be because sometimes even at the crux of, when we are trying to do something in our life or at the very crux of recovery, that very crux of honesty and that very crux of saying, hey, this is truly who I am. And when you open your wings and say, it's okay, I'm going to be who I am and nobody else but myself. And when you can be honest about that, it's extremely important that we can all be really important because I know when I open my own wings, to me it's like a bird in a bird nest. When they start opening their wings, they learn that they have to strengthen their wings. And in strengthening their wings, they have to learn to flap them in the bird nest. And when they flap in the bird nest, they get stronger and stronger. And as you start exercising your own muscles of saying, hey, I can be honest about myself and who I am. I don't have to wear masks. I don't have to wonder who I am. And one of the greatest opportunities about being that way is you never have to worry about what you said to anybody. And I know in our world, a lot of people wear many masks, they wear many different kinds of things. But I find just being who I am and just being it makes life so much simpler. And that when I do that, I feel like I start to be that bird. And that when I begin to be that bird, I can leave the nest. I can leave the nest, and the mommy bird actually starts pushing the bird outside the nest. And when the bird starts being pushed outside the nest, it starts to fumble and fall, and sometimes it falls and hits the ground. But then it gets up and tries again and tries again. But then it hits a point when gets out of the nest and it starts soaring on the wings. And it starts soaring and it soars on the wind. And to me, and then it starts soaring into the light. And when I find myself that when I finally hit that crux of really discovering who I was and feeling my thoughts and my feelings and feeling, and understanding my own purpose in life and understanding that purpose included knowing, what kind of decisions I wanted to make about my life, what kind of boundaries I wanted to set in my life, what kind of dreams I wanted to have in my life, and what kind of goals I wanted to have in my life, and and what kind of people I wanted to have in my life, and what kind of maybe job, who did how did I want to define my life, and was I letting others define me, A lot of us let others define who we are unless we let define ourselves. And that's a biggie for a lot of us because we a lot of times let others influence who we are. And I know for myself, I let a lot of folks do that for me for most of my lifetime. But I don't like to do that anymore. And I do speak up. But at the same time, we also have to stand back and listen because we don't always hear things. But at the same time, when you stand back and listen to those around you, you have to also realize, what you're hearing is their opinion. I always take on the idea that we can always take what we like and leave the rest. Because when we realize that we can take what we like and leave the rest, that we don't always have to accept what other people have to say as relevant fact, because everybody has an opinion in this world. And we have laws of nature and everything else, but truly a lot of what's out there are just opinions. And what I come to you every day is what I have to say. And a lot of times if people think it's gospel truth, it's my thoughts and my feelings and what has come from my gut. I listen to my gut, and my gut I feel is like my guiding light in my far as my light. It's my wings. It's what keeps me soaring in life. And I find when I listen to my gut, it provides such guidance to me. And as far as my God is concerned, to me, it's a good portion of my spirituality. And it's a combination of education, combination of experience. And for a lot of us, if you let that be, that can be your wings, and that can keep you flying in life if we listen to that gut. And I think one of the last things I like to think about is that we're going to be on the flying on the wings of love, and the love as being at our core being. Because, realizing having self love and having that at our core being really gives us a good purpose in life because we can stand from a much standard purpose of who we are, because it's like gives us a spine, a very strong spine, because we know and we're more self-assured, and we have a lot more self-confidence when we have self-love. And there's a lot of things. To me, it's like a root that goes down deep into the earth. And for a lot of us, if we have deep roots, even when wind comes, we can stand tall like an oak tree. And I know for me, I like standing like an oak tree, and I don't like to be blown over if a hurricane comes. And for a lot of folks, they do bend, and they bend over when a hurricane comes. And I don't want to see you guys out there bend over when a hurricane comes in your life. And I want to see that you all guys all grow. And as things come, and they will be coming shortly, and we're in the process of putting everything all together for you guys. I'm going to have things so you guys can grow and change and become into your own being, as I've been able to change and grow. And you can soar on your own wings of change and growing, because to me, that can, as far as I'm concerned, that can be any greater is to be able to assist you and be able to change and grow as human beings and as a fellow human being. Because from my heart to your heart, it means a lot to me. And I wish you guys a great great delight tonight. I wish you peace, tranquility, and love, kindness, and compassion. And let there be light in your heart. And let you always be soaring on your own wings. And even if you fall sometimes, just get back up and soar and soar and have love for yourself And with that, have blessings, and so be it tonight.